Security and concerns over the pandemic made Inauguration Day for President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris very different.
It was different, right? But the moments were still tremendous, emotional, memorable moments. Regardless of your politics, I saw people on both sides of the aisle kind of having those moments. Shayla, why don't you tell us about your favorite moment?
Yeah, one of my favorite moments was actually the moment when you saw that fist bump between incoming Vice President Kamala Harris and former First Lady Michelle Obama. I actually snapped a picture of that at my desk, texted it to a few of my friends, because I feel like for women it's very meaningful, very impactful to see other women still able to be whole and celebrate the success and the accomplishment of another woman and not feel any less than because it's someone else's moment. So I thought that was very meaningful, very powerful, and that stuck with me.
Yeah.
That was a great moment, wasn't it? Heather, you were inspired by the youngest poet laureate.
Yes, I mean, she was just incredible. Stopped me in my tracks, and I know from many people that had the same experience. I just couldn't get enough of her. I started reading about her last night. She wrote the majority of this poem the night of the riots at the Capitol.
This is Amanda Gorman.
This is Amanda Gorman, youngest, poet laureate, inaugural poet laureate. She follows in the footsteps of people like Maya Angelou and Robert Frost. But think about her challenge this year. This inauguration. The country is so divided right now, and she had to come up with something to inspire a sense of hope. She had said, I'm not going to gloss over or erase some of the truths that we really need to deal with as a country, but I want to provide people with some sort of form of healing, or at least a pathway to healing. I think President Obama said it best. He said her poem more than met the moment. I showed it to my girls last night, and they were just mesmerized.
What I like about Amanda Gorman, first of all, the way that she's handled all this attention has been amazing.
Right.
But she is exceptional. She is exceptional, right? An incredible talent. Her presence under the brightest light, the biggest moment of her life, was amazing. But she is not the only one out there with that talent. There are millions of young women, young girls, white, black, brown, you name it, who have that in them. And I think the real challenge of her moment is for all of us to make sure we clear a pathway for whomever is next with those inspiring words, right? It's out there.
Yes, and I think it's meaningful because there are a lot of other young children, as you mentioned, that are watching moments like this and wondering where they could fit into history and into our nation's story. So to carve out space for a moment like that to happen, the national spotlight on her at a time like that, and for her to shine and excel and just inspire so many in that space, it's going to be meaningful. And I feel like this won't be the first, this won't be the only time we're seeing her. We'll be hearing about her for some time.
And Jason, you also had a very impactful memory.
Yeah, I thought it was special to see Eugene Goodman, the U.S. Capitol Police officer who faced down that mob of rioters during the attack on the Capitol building just a couple weeks ago, escorting Vice President Harris and her husband. He has a new role as the acting deputy Senate Sergeant at Arms. And when he was announced, the crowd just went crazy. One of the U.S. representatives tweeted, "The man who saved the Senate." I mean, he's just such an inspiring human. And that one man, really, he may have saved who knows how many lives as we've learned more and more about this. It was cool to see him up there.
Right. I mean, you could point to so many moments that happened yesterday. But
lots to take away from that day about this country, regardless, again, of your politics.